Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today to share some exciting updates with you. I'll keep it simple and clear so you can make a smart decision on silver ETFs.
Let's talk about a metal you might be overlooking, but one that could be absolutely central to our global economy by 2030. I'm talking about silver. Today, we're diving into one of the most direct ways to invest in it, silver ETFs. And we're going to unpack what the experts are forecasting for the next decade. And that brings us right to the big question, doesn't it? Are silver ETFs a really smart play on the future of tech and energy? Or are they just a risky bet on a super volatile commodity? We're going to lay out all the evidence, and then you can decide for yourself. All right, so before we get into what the future holds, let's do a quick refresh on what a silver ETF even is. The whole idea here is getting exposure to silver without, needing a giant high-security vault in your basement. To put it simply, a silver ETF is an exchange-traded fund. Just think of it like any other stock you can buy and sell on an exchange. The only difference is, instead of tracking a company like Apple or Google, its entire job is to mirror the market price of silver. You get all the financial upside or downside without ever touching a single silver bar. This slide really breaks down the difference, doesn't it? With physical silver, you've got to worry about where to store it, how to keep it safe, and then it can be a real hassle to sell quickly. But a silver ETF, it just sits right there in your brokerage account. It's secure, you can sell it in seconds. It's honestly one of the easiest ways for anyone to get into the silver market. Okay, now for the exciting part. Let's look ahead. Why are so many analysts pointing to the years leading up to 2030 as this huge opportunity for silver? Well, it all boils down to a few really powerful forces that are literally reshaping our world. And what's super interesting is how the experts are seeing this play out. Look at this timeline. Yeah, everyone expects some bumps in the road, that's a given, but the long-term trend is pointing up. The forecast shows things starting to pick up around 2026, then really accelerating into 2028 as industrial demand kicks into high gear, with prices potentially hitting much higher levels by 2030. The entire investment case can be boiled down to this one simple formula. You've got surging demand on one side and a supply that's really, really hard to increase on the other. So let's break down both parts of that equation. First up, demand. And we're not just talking about jewelry. Silver is a workhorse metal. It's absolutely essential for the solar panels driving the green energy boom, for the tiny semiconductors in every single smart device, and for the batteries powering the EV revolution. As all these sectors grow like crazy, their need for silver is just going to grow right along with them. The second driver is silver's classic role. It's a precious metal, right? So when inflation starts creeping up and the money in your wallet buys a little less, investors tend to run to assets that hold their value. Just like its more famous cousin, gold, silver is seen as a reliable safe haven when the economy gets shaky. Now, let's talk about the other side of that formula, supply. And this is where it gets really interesting. See, you can't just flip a switch and get more silver. Most of it is actually a byproduct of mining for other metals, like copper or zinc. It takes years and a ton of money to open a new mine, and with stricter environmental rules, it's only getting harder. So simply put, supply just can't react quickly to rising demand. But let's be real, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. To get the full picture, we have to be honest and look at the things that could potentially get in the way of silver's big climb. The first point here is a big one, volatility. You just have to expect the price to swing. It's part of the deal. Then there's always a chance that some new technology comes along that needs less silver. On the supply side, what if recycling gets way more efficient or a huge new mine opens up out of nowhere? That could flood the market and push prices down. These are the big what-ifs you have to keep on your radar. So with all that in mind, the opportunity and the risks, what's the game plan? For this 2026 to 2030 window, the smart money isn't on trying to time the market perfectly. It's about having a disciplined, long-term strategy. This slide lays out a pretty clear 4-step approach. Number 1, think about investing gradually. That way you can average out your cost instead of dumping all your money in at once. 2, keep your eyes on that 2030 prize and try to tune out the daily noise. Which leads right into number 3, don't panic sell when the market takes a dip, because it will. And finally, and this is so important, use silver as one part of a bigger, diversified portfolio. It shouldn't be your only bet. This quote just nails it. The whole potential we're talking about is built on massive economic shifts that will take years, not days, to play out.
So if you're getting into this, you need a long-term mindset. This is about strategic positioning, not a get-rich-quick trade.
So let's wrap this all up. What's the bottom line? The outlook for silver ETFs going into 2030 looks really solid, built on those two powerful pillars, rising industrial demand and a very limited supply. But, and this is a big but, the road to get there is probably going to be a bumpy one. Patience is absolutely key. Which leaves us with one last, pretty compelling question to think about. When you consider silver's dual role as an industrial metal that's crucial for our tech future and as a timeless safe haven asset, could it actually be a key ingredient for building a truly future-proof portfolio? That's something worth considering.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.